go. Working for fun. Let's just pull one of these up randomly. Make these snowflakes bigger. I think that it looks really great, but I think they'd be seen a little. They'd look better on stream if they were bigger, but not just single pixels. I guess what I could do is I could make it smaller, right? What like if I made it 480 by 720, which I think I can do. Let's say 100 flakes. What did I just say? 480 by 720, 480, 270, I mean, God. Horizontal speed, let's make that 2, and vertical speed, let's make that 3. And then green chroma will do 128. So now, they are still single pixels, but they look bigger. Ooh. It's like distracting. I mean, that's gonna like dive bomb my frame rate too, probably. But I do like that. Wow. You know, I think there is a delay on YouTube. I think it's worse than Twitch. Like Twitch is, if you have it set to low latency, it's like half a second. If you have it set to regular latency, it's like 5 seconds. I think YouTube seems to be a bit longer with the delay, and I haven't looked into that at all. I keep telling myself I'm gonna look into that. How's it going, Sax? I'm doing all right. I'm just had dinner, so I'm happy. I'm full and happy, and I had root beer tonight. Good old bubbly, the bubbly. And it's very rare for me to drink soda. Soda! Here's the best part. If I close that, oh, it didn't get. Wow, I was a genius. Except when I do that, I was a genius because, okay, if I close this, if I run this like normal, watch me run it like normal, and then I close it. What the hell? It's not doing it now. It was doing it before where it would. I guess I cleared the screen after I quit it. Never mind. Forget it. Nothing is happening here. Obama. Yeah, I mean, I can be live on Twitch. Where you cannot be live. Twitch does this weird thing too where you cannot be live. So you can set yourself live like 25 minutes before. Yeah, I guess I have seen that, and you get a little like not like this guy, like you get the little emote thing. And they have that protection so when your stream goes down, your viewers don't, they get the little, technical difficulties guy after these messages. YouTube does a thing, so every time I start streaming, I have to set up a stream. And essentially, I fill it out. It's like posting a YouTube video. You have to give it a title, category. Is it for kids? Yes, no. 18 plus. Is it listed, public, any of that stuff. I have to do that every time. And you can actually, OBS gives me the option to start streaming immediately or just hold off on streaming immediately. So you can set it up in advance. You can do the same thing on the website. You go to YouTube and you set up a stream, and then it just sits there waiting for, waiting to receive. Okay, what am I doing today, though? question of the day. First of all, I need a better one of these. I need one of these. I have different terminal settings, and the size is wrong as a joke. Yeah, I made it so it's like 14, size 14 text instead of, you know, looking at this tiny stuff that you can't read. And let me look at my list. Okay, what did I do last time? No, that's what I'm gonna do. Let's play my game and see what I did last time. Load, I did saving and loading. And I made it to floor 18 last, I've been playing off stream. Just exploring and whatnot. And it's been 19 days in the dungeon, only on floor 8. I have not been excessively exploring, so I think that means I definitely need to change the amount that time passes. So maybe make it 1 minute instead of 10 minutes. I need to do the math, but part of that is just, you know, playing the game and seeing what happens. I also don't like to do diagonal moves. I mean, I like to do them, I just forget to do them. Which in NetHack, if you forget to do diagonal moves, you might as well just quit because you need diagonal. Your player gets hungry. You're wasting that precious food, just like Shenmue. Shenmue was basically NetHack. Yeah, so this is where I'm at. Let me quit. And then everything I just did, still done. So there were a few things that I thought off stream I have to do. I did character stats last time, so I actually need to add a level. I forgot a player needs a level. So let's go ahead into player .h, and their initial level is just going to be up here. It's an integer, just in case, you know, just in case I need to go. I might want to make that a 64-bit integer just in case I need to go to the max integer. I could probably get away with a character there. Like, no one's going to go above 255. I'm not going to, though, because you only have one player. Whether I use a byte or 4 bytes as I'm using here, it doesn't make a difference at all. Okay, so I've added level. Now I need to add the code to do something with that. When you initiate a player, the first thing they need to be is level equals 1. Okay. Is that in the right place? It is. It's in the stats. So I love to do this with these custom structures. That's a big structure. Put a struct inside. I call that struct stats. This is the only place I'm ever going to use it. So I just pretty much I just make one, and I call it stats. So it's a struct stats named stats. That's a C trick for you. If you want to nest a structure within a structure that you're never going to use for anything else, you just do that. And then you can just refer to it, you know, as stats. That's it. That's your stats. It's very clear when reading what I'm doing here. Okay, but beyond that, I need to do the save loading stuff. So the level should actually be the first thing. Save. So we'll put it here. Oh, wait. No, it should be the first stat that you save. Yeah. So stats, I'll just put it here. This is getting ridiculous. How many calls I'm doing to how many arguments I'm passing to fprintf. I mean, you don't see anything like this very often, but the alternative is just to have an array and just remember what everything is. Which I could do that, and then I could actually have like a shortcut, name it stats, and then, you know, this is fine how it is though. A union, I could do a union. Actually, that's not a half bad idea. I don't know enough about unions to do that though. I'm not very good with doing unions. A union is a data type in C where it's sort of like a struct, and let's say it's like 8 bytes. A union, you can have like two definitions for it. You can give it a 64-bit integer, or you give it two 4-bit integers, 4-byte integers, and so you're taking up the same amount of memory, and you're referring to it in two different ways, and so that's what a union is. I could do something like that. I'm just thinking like so I could put a little for loop and then go through each member of the union. But this is fine. It's ugly and stupid, but it's fine. It works. And then I need to do loading, so let's load it here. And we'll do this. Now my save file is no longer compatible, but I'm going to fake it. I'm going to fake it. We're just going to go down here. We're going to do 10. We're going to put 1 in there so I don't lose the save file. Okay, what else do I need to do with that? Would I display that somewhere? Let's see. Let's compile and just see where it would go. Maybe after the name. But the name, you know, here's the deal with that. The name can be up to 17 characters. So let's just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right. So it can be 8. It could be 18. It's 18. A string of 18 long, but you need a string terminator. So that is 17. So that's as long as you can make the name. And let's close that so I don't get the beach ball of doom. I was just typing in snowfall. Yeah, and so there's no room here. The thing is I have these stats spaced out on purpose. Kitty. I have these spaced out on purpose because this is so long. Could crunch them together a little more. I think I will. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do this. Okay. I just need to. Oh, and it loaded properly, I think. Yeah, 10, 10. I don't know about anything else in there. Like, is it loading the level? Who knows? I don't have a character screen yet. Let me think about this. All right, so name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I guess you can have something like that. I gotta actually look. What does this look like? Okay. And then HP, and then it'll be, let's say you can have up to 4. And then SP. And then up to 3. Then time. Wait, let's just do it like this. Okay, so level should go in here somewhere. Floor, so level, you know, the whole thing with level is it sounds very much like the level of the dungeon. I get confused with that in NetHack because they do call it, I think, the level, the dungeon level. I'm calling it the floor, so maybe I can do something like this. I don't like that. Or I could just put it here, like, level. I think that's fine. So that's what we're gonna do. So this is, I need to put these in. So where are they? I'm gonna write these down. 24, 42, 24, 42, hang on. And I need to actually increase that by 1, 5, there we go. We're gonna put it after doop, doop, doop. That is 61, 73, This is actually something I think I'm really not that great at this. So, name here. UI design. I'm not good, really good at 0. Oh wait, though. Yeah, if this is 0, this is 24. Yeah, shit. All right, we'll see. This gonna go at 26. That's gonna be probably 44. Yep. And this is gonna be 62. This is 74. I'm gonna get to the fun stuff after this part. The actual adding of monsters. I think that's what I want to do. 87. Okay. So now I did a little more critical information. So that should be display.c. Why? How do I get over here? I need to go into rogue thing, source, display. Draw menu, format time, draw player info. Here we go. So this is like the top bar. I'm calling that player info. So I need to just put a little thingy here so I can see it. Oh, I'm genius. And here we go. So is there a better way to do it? Could just output that. You know, that would actually be kind of brilliant, wouldn't it? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do int barloc equals how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, 24, 42, 60, 72, 113. Okay, and then the first thing we're going to do is for I equals 0, and guess what? I need an I. Give me an I. I less than 5, I plus equals 1. You can actually, you can define this. If you don't have an int I, you can put it here, and it'll only be active in the scope of this for loop. But I don't like to do that. Barloc I, and then we're going to do this, which I think there's a move. Let me do this the right way. So I need to actually see what the command is. Move add character. It's probably that. Int y(x) const character type. Yeah. Move edge. So I'll just do that. X or y, x, and then the character. So the only difference, I'm literally just doing this. There should be less overhead if I'm doing it that way. And I can just do that. I don't need to do indents. Okay, so we got that, and then name at 0. Oh, I did it at 1 before. I guess it won't hurt to have it at 0. HP at 26, 44. This would be 74. This would be 87. Then I need another one at 62, which is level. Seems to work. There we go. The only problem being this somehow got messed up a little, and this doesn't look great. All right, let me do it this way. I don't think that's gonna do anything. Honestly, I don't know enough about format strings. Okay, yes, it does. It looks way better. All right, yay! I do know something about format strings. Level, there's up to level 99, so 2 up to 100 floors. And then that should be good, and that should look better, much better. And it does. Yeah, except for that. What happened there? So this is 87. That says 87. But if I go here, time is at 87. What the hell? Did I forget this one? At 85? I did. How did that happen? Gosh. 24, 42, 60, 72. I just forgot to put one in. This should be 6. All right. Yeah, I just forgot. I thought I was overwriting it, but I just forgot it. That should look much nicer. Oh, did I do one at the end? I don't really like the way that looks. Yeah, how did that happen? I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to get rid of it because I don't like the way it looks. 113. Where did I get 113 from? God only knows. All right, this looks much better now. Looks nice. They look separated. I might want to add more. So this is the actual width that I've been wiring at 132. It looks okay. These right formatted numbers definitely look good. And I guess everything else looks fine. Yeah. That's just fine. What I could do is manually center everything here a little, but I don't know. I don't really care. It's fine. It is what it is. It's perfectly readable. Perfectly readable, and there's enough space for everything up there. So we do have the character level now. Okay, so that was on my list of something to do. So I got that. Oh yeah, I wanted to do a random number of rooms, and I want to do the text log. I thought about how to do this. I want to do it just like print f, where there's just a function. It's called print log, and from anywhere I can just send any string, any format string, in fact, to print log, and then it will display it where it needs to go. So it'll just add it to the log. And I don't know about log scrolling. Maybe I'll add a function for that. So I might do that today. I actually don't know how to do, you know, with printf, it's a function. So if you look at the printf function definition, it has this ... You don't have to send it any arguments. It just needs a format string. That's all you need is a string, if you call it. But if you have any things inside there, you need to define them here. So and that actually has gotten me in trouble before, where I'll have a format string in there and I'll forget to put the variable. It gives you a segfault if that happens. And some huge major error happened in a program, and I debugged it forever, and that's what it turned out being. But I don't know how to do that. They're like optional arguments. I don't know how to actually set up a function with optional arguments. I know you define it like this, so maybe we'll be Googling that. We'll Google that today. But random number of rooms is something I want to do. So actually, when I call this game startup, game new, it should be game new. No, init map space. It's init map space. That's where we're gonna go. So init map space, it does a thing where it adds a room. Okay, so add rooms 9. What I actually want to do here instead is we'll do in rooms, and we'll say in rooms equals random between. So instead of 9, I'd like to do 7 through 8. And then we'll send that there. And I hope I don't have 9 hard-coded anywhere. I really do. Yes, I have it hard-coded in several places. So I'll have to find all those places and take it out. I think that might be the only place here. But is there like another add rooms? Okay, no. So we're good there. It's just that 1, 9 I gotta find. All right, so this, you're given a map. And so instead of this, what I need to do is map in rooms. So I set that equal to the number of rooms the function gives it. And then, there we go. So now it should be setting up a random number of rooms. It should be 7 to 9. And what I'd like to do, I guess I'm getting rid of my save file then when I do this. But I want to just come in here and see. Yeah, I don't need to see. I know it's going to be a random distribution, 7 to 9. But here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do to test this out. So here's my test case. We're going to say 2 to 3. 2 to 3 rooms. Okay, 2 to 3 rooms. God, and this is like, this is super extreme. And it might not even work because it's going to take a lot of... Well, first of all, how many maps am I making? Am I making 100 maps? I am. Okay, so we're sitting here. That also what I need to do. Let's do visual feedback when rooms are generated. Okay, well, look at that. We got a seg fault Reno right there. So maybe I can do, let's say, 10 maps. Oh yeah, and we want to make debug. Just in case we can see the seg fault. I just got seg faulted, so new game. I think it's sitting there trying to make maps. It really is trying to make them. I guess what I need to do is I need to look through the number 9. There might be the number 9 elsewhere, not just in maps. So where else would that be? Well, let's see what's seg faulting, because that will tell me more than anything else. All right, we have to do this. Sometimes sometimes incurses will just crash. Yes, of course. Oh, and then it does that. Okay, so that is in, this is in check window. So check window, let's just assume, let's just pretend. All right, make debug, try this again. So sometimes curses will crash and it is not a pleasant. It doesn't know what to do with the window. So I was getting that error there. Okay, new. It is sitting here doing nothing, but it's trying to generate maps. And I figure 2 to 3 rooms, you know, is kind of extreme. So I figure if I can pass and get a bunch of maps, wow, I think YouTube chat just disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. Successfully connected. I guess I'm still online. It says I'm live. I'm not dropping any frames. So Pythagorean theorem. Wow, that's the You know, if you break Pythagoras, so x1 70 14 38 12. Why would Pythagoras break? I had this break in before though, and it wasn't actually that. So let's see, thread, backtrace. If this is like an infinite thing, it's bouncing between two functions. This is what I'm guessing is happening. With recursive, I have some recursive functions here. When you have recursive functions and you just kind of bounce into the same function, you know, like a million times, you get this. So init map space is just really unhappy. Init map space, it just keeps calling it, so it can't complete it. I think I know why. So I think, and just to test my theory, I think it's this in init rooms, init map space. It has to check the area and make sure there's at least 700 squares. That's not going to pass. So what I need to do is I need to go to check area. And what we're going to do is we're going to return 800. We're going to pretend that it's a big map. And boom, that fixed it. So let's just see 2 to 3 maps. Let's see if it worked. I'm going to fully explore. I think I'm making 5 maps. I'll fully explore all of them. They should be pretty small. I mean, maybe not small. This one's actually pretty... Okay, we got 2 rooms. And we got 2 rooms again. That's pretty amazing. Fairly basic. Generating a 2-room map is really not going to be that hard. I said 2 to 3, so there should be... We should get a 3-room map here, another 2. Okay, this one's going to be 3. I can tell because there's 2 paths connecting to this room. And that one failed, and that one's there. Cool. So I think that's fine. I think that's going to work. I just need to go in and set it. So I should do a theoretical number here. 700. If 700 is too small, like if that's too big for 7 rooms, for example, then maybe I should bump that number down a bit. Maybe make it 660. Or I should actually do math. 700 divided by 9 times 7. Okay. So, yeah, looking good. Let's go fix that then. Take that out. Oh, and the way to fix this then would be to just come up here and say, okay, we're doing between 7 and 9 rooms. So we tested that, it works. And then check area. You don't want it to be less than 700, but you want it to be number of rooms times 80, we'll say. So if it's 7 rooms, it's 560. And if it's 8 rooms, it's 640. So that should correct that. I mean, I don't do the math. So I was gonna do the math and figure out the hard number. I'll just let the computer do the math for me. And now let's just do 5 maps. I don't know if I want to do 5 maps. I don't want to actually explore them all. Well, here's another test. So to see if this works, so this should work now, like 2 to 3. Before, I just was returning a fake area. Now I'm finding the real area. So let's just see if 2 to 3. So if that math is good, let's see if it works. And it did create maps. So So that's good. So actually, you know what I can do to really check this is to open this game data. So I just did a bunch of these maps. I can actually count the rooms. So 2 rooms, 2 rooms, 2 rooms. Wow, it really likes that shape, huh? Are they exactly the same? Are they exactly the same? They look a little weird. They look almost identical. 2 above, 3 above. Okay, that's different. 4 above. Okay, that's different. And that's 5 times 11. And that's 5 times 11. That's 5 times 11 also. Oh, that's 5 times 12. Okay, so the rooms are different. Oh, and there's a 3. There's a 3 for. Oh, I love this. This is actually a really cool map. Look at those tunnels. They're like diverging in the middle, like DNA. When DNA is so when you're separating DNA to replicate it, you make a little bubble between the 2 strands. It's separating like DNA. And yeah, that's in a different location. So perfect. It works. I didn't have to foobar it. So I think now I can set this to 7 to 9. So I just was thinking, you know, having 9 maps every time is sort of a little. All the maps are going to be huge, and so having a little bit of variation here, where the maps can be a little smaller, it's a good thing. As Martha Stewart would say. Let's go ahead and generate 100. All right. No visual feedback. I need to write the function to do that. Generating maps. I could do that while I'm sitting here waiting. That'll be a display, and what you're going to do is, let's see, it'll be void, and it'll be draw progress, and it'll be int x, int y, and then int progress. And this needs to be prototyped over here. Okay, and then I guess what you're going to do is you're going to say move print w. How am I going to do that, actually? I did this before and I totally messed it up. It was absolutely crazy. When I did this for map game, and the bar just kept going off the side of the screen when it was loading, because it doesn't take long to generate maps in that game. It's like 2.5 seconds, but I did need some visual feedback even for 2.5 seconds, you know. Hey, it did it. So let's go ahead and open that game.dat here, and I can think about this in the meantime. Okay, I'm gonna look at this. Let's zoom out. And I think this is 9 rooms. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. And this is 8 rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. And this is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a compound room. That's a compound room. I get so fast at recognizing those. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. It's this last number of the first line. It tells you how many rooms there are. 9, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and I don't think it took too long to generate the maps either. So, yes, here's what I'm going to do. I figured it out. Just looking at that for 5 seconds, I figured it out. So we need an integer I, and then I need to do move yx. Then for I equals 0, I less than progress, I plus equals 1. And we are going to do What am I gonna do? Move add. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. I need to go here. Man in curses. I love man. I love man. What is it? How do you print things? It's like, is it add? Adge. It's adge. I think it's a man adge. Adge. Routines. Put the character ch into the given window at its current window position. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna move. No, we're just gonna adge. And it's gonna be that. So, yeah, and I can do this. Edge. This. And then we're gonna have 100 in between it. So we're gonna move y x plus 100. Then we're gonna add again. Add. And then we're gonna move back and we're gonna go to y x plus 1. And I think if this is gonna look really ugly. But let's just see. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Yeah, it's gonna be terrible. Is that a pipe? Yeah, that's a pipe. That's my progress bar. Actually, what I can do is that's what I'll do. So I'll have an empty progress bar as well. So I'm going to move the here and I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to say for I equals 0, I is less than 100, I plus equals 1. And then I'm going to do adge and then a dot. Then it's going to move back and then it's going to start adding in little stars for the progress. This is just a progress bar. So, oh yeah, and then after I do that, I want to do adge and then another pipe. And maybe instead of a dot, I can do that. And instead of a star, I can do that. Okay, so then when I go here and I'm doing a new game, game new, it's generating maps. And so what we're gonna do, every time we generate a map, so before we start generating the maps, we're gonna do I gotta copy this over. This is the downfall of not using an IDE. We're gonna call draw progress and we're gonna say I need something else here first. So draw progress actually needs a character string, a message. The message. So the first thing we're going to do is move print w, y, x, and then message. And then this is going to be y plus 1. So we're going to go 1 underneath. That should be good. All right. Go back here. We're going to do this. The message is going to be generating maps. And then this is going to be, x is going to be, say, 1. And then y is going to be, say, 10. And then it's going to be I over, no, I times 100 divided by, I don't know if I need parentheses here, probably not. But I want, these are integers, so I want to just make sure. So over in maps. So this is going 0 to 100 or 0 to 99. This is going to say whatever. Let's just see if it works. Let's see if it works. Make a new map. Oh, shit. Okay. Forgot something. This needs a refresh. We're not doing a lot of printing, so it's not printing out. So we'll just have to sit till this finishes, and then we should have a pleasant loading bar after that. Did I save this file? I did. Draw progress. Draw progress. Draw progress. Alright. Could just kill it. I don't want to kill it though. I don't want to kill end curses. So let's quit. Let's compile again. Run again. New game. Here we go. We have a progress bar. That's pretty cool. If it actually finishes and then load. I think it should be end maps -1. I think it's gonna actually not fill in that last one. But it's good to have a little bit of visual feedback, you know? And so maybe this should actually be at 2, because these are at 2. My title screen is a 2. Yeah, it didn't do the last one. So this should be, because my math is wrong, this should be end maps -1. And let's just make it a little quicker. So let's do 20. Wow. Wow. You can see it gets stuck. And because it just yes, it filled it in. Awesome. That's great. That's really cool. All right, so we have a progress bar now. Oh yeah, and I forgot. It needs to be at 2. That will be fine. I don't need to demonstrate it again, although I'm pretty chuffed about it. Random number of rooms, visual feedback when rooms are generated. So, I mean, the crazy thing is, if I ran this on my Raspberry Pi, you would absolutely see how slow the Raspberry Pi is, because what just took, like, I don't know, 5 seconds to generate 20 maps or whatever. I guess it's, it would be 4 seconds, whatever. That would take probably 51 seconds or a minute or something on my Raspberry Pi. Yes, I'm absolutely chuffed. Can't say the word. I'm saying it with an SH sound instead of CH sound. That's just who I am. That's how I say it. Pouring. I have my soda cup that has ice left over. I'm pouring my water into the ice. Gotta get as much of that sugar as I can, you know. Okay, so text log and monsters, levels, and stats. This is all stuff. Combat. I think this is all stuff that I want to do, and actually can figure out. So this is an example. Figuring out. There's an issue you see when it's doing this. Like, it just says generating maps. It doesn't give you any information. It doesn't do the old Minecraft thing where it's like, registering creepers as sexual predators or something. Like, it doesn't say that kind of stuff. I don't think it does say that ever, but it says stuff like that. You know, it's like jokes. But I could actually send, what I'd like to do is send generating map X of Y, that kind of thing. So, but I don't know how to do that. Soda! Good old soda. I think he was saying Minnesota. Obama. That's my president. But I don't know how to do functions, so I'm gonna have to like Google. We're Googling. Do I have a web browser open somewhere? I do. Okay, ignore all this other stuff in here. Hang on. I'll look at my start screen. How do you Google that? What are they called? Optional arguments? I think they're called in C. Optional arguments are generally not allowed in C. Variadic functions. They're called variadic function in C. All right. Oh. Here we go. God, why is this window so huge? So, oh my God, there's ad blocker. Continue without supporting dry face. Yes, I'm gonna do that. Oh, I lost my chat. There's my chat. I like that. I like the little emoji. Continue without supporting. Disable your ad blocker. No. I'm already gonna see too many ads here. So, variadic functions, what it is, it's like printf. If you look at printf, ugh, 3. It has one required argument, and that is the character string. So you can print out hello world, and that's all you have to send it. But if you want to say hello world and then a number, and you want to give a variable with that, you can. You can put it after here. You do %d in your string, and then it's a format string. Then you need the variables after that. This is a mediocre site. Yep, that's Geeks for Geeks. I don't know. You know, they have the information, so I'm not going to look any further unless this doesn't work, and then I'll click something else. And it looks like I have an account here because you see a little red dot up here. I don't have an account with them. They're just trying to trick me into thinking. Why is it on the switch to light mode? Shouldn't it be like a little envelope? Like if they're really trying to trick me? Burn my God. Too bright. Okay, so that's what a variadic function is. So int function name, data type variable name, ... Values of the passed arguments can be accessed through the header file named as standard arg. So you need standard arg. So I see it. I don't like it. I actually have done this before. I have done this. You have to get an argument list. You need to start it. And then you have to pull it. And then you have to tell it what kind of variable it is. Jesus. Can I just pass? So it would be great is I could just pass a ... to this function and then pass that ... to the next function. I don't think you can though. Is this all they're telling me? Below variadic function largest number. This is not the kind of thing that I want. So this might just be beyond me. I think we're gonna have to look into it after the stream. So I will work on monsters instead. I really want to have that log though. I think that's gonna be really. Oh, maybe I can think of a way to do it without a variadic function though. How could I make my own variadic function style function? So I could do something like this. Optional argument 1, optional argument 2. And then, see, this is limiting it to 2 arguments, so that's the problem. I could just pass, honestly. What they dereference them. I don't know if this will work or not. I'm curious if something like this would work. Where I'm just passing them. And then when I call that function, let's just say I have null and null. Let's just see what happens. That's segfault. Okay. Well, I'm passing it null. I'm trying to dereference null. That's the problem. Yeah. Good. So other than that, what I'd have to do is if OArg is not equal to null and OArg2 is not equal to null, and do this. Else, if OArg1 is not equal to null, do this. Else, do this. Because you can't dereference a null pointer because it's null. You just can't dereference 0. It's giving a 0. So let me just try this and see what happens. Okay, so that's working. So if I do this, and I could say a pointer to I. Okay, do that more. We'll try this. Oh boy. What's the error generated? Why can't I read it? Because fucking in curses. Do I have that fixed screen thing? I don't know if it'll work. Doesn't work. Alright, it's just indirection requires pointer operand int invalid. Why? I can't tell what it's pointing to, damn it. Because you get a segfault. And okay. It doesn't like that. Oh well, no shit, it doesn't like that. So you don't do it that way. You do it this way. I was dereferencing an integer. So there we go. So now if I do this, now it's actually telling me the map number that it's on. And then if I do this, I think in maps is an integer and not a define. So let's say of this. Shit. That's what we get rid of. Okay, and so then I'm passing 2 variables to that. So that's one way to do it. It's not really a variadic function because I have to pass null, but it does work. It certainly works. Certainly works. I love that. You get to see how long it gets stuck on each one, and some of these maps just fly by. Like it went from 19 to 21 super fast. Like the first one was good, passed the criteria. I really want to see. I'm really curious now. Let me commit these changes. So I think I've done good work. So let's just go ahead and commit this crap. Added, what did I add? Fixed info bar, added level, random number of rooms, and progress bar. A shitty non-variadic function progress bar, but it works. So essentially for the log, I'll have to figure out like how many variables do I need to pass. But that's the thing, I'm gonna have, let's say I have strings and names. I don't know, it's gonna be a mess. The other option would be to format the string before passing it. That's even better, oh my god, why didn't I think of that? Here, so I'm gonna do, I'm curious. How do I do that? Yeah, git clone. I want to just see how long this takes on my Raspberry Pi. Well, compiling it's going to take an enormous amount of time. Yeah, so why don't I do that? I pass it the format string. So that's even better. I mean, that's really smart. All right, let's see. New game. So I have it set up to do 100 maps. Let's just see how long it takes to generate. This is on my Raspberry Pi Zero. So it's generated one map. That's pretty good. Two maps so far. Really is stuck there, isn't it? Stuck on map number. It'd be faster to generate them on my Mac, SCP them over, and then SCP over the game dat file. I don't imagine many people are going to be running this on a Raspberry Pi. I don't imagine many people are going to be running this at all, honestly. It's just going to be me. I'm the only one in the world who's ever going to play this game, so. All right, that's great. There's no way to actually exit out of here once you're stuck in the loop. So, what I'm gonna have to do is go in and kill that manually. And we're gonna kill 2606. Whoops. There. It's taking too long. Cool. I expected that. But faster was honestly faster than I was expecting it to be. So it won't take hours to generate 100 maps, but it will take maybe, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So not so bad. Yeah, it was like 51 seconds for 10 maps. It's only gonna be like 10 minutes. Okay, let's try that format string idea, because that is actually brilliant. Brilliant. So I don't need to pass OARGs and have int shit to do any of that. Pointer and if then and all that. I just need to pass it string. And what I will do for that then is, as long as I know like my log function and my progress function are going to be expecting a string, I can just make my own here. And, well, in the wrong function. And then what I do is s print f, and we do message, and then we do generating maps. That's how you use variadic functions, man. Gotta actually do this right. And it's gonna be I and then n maps. It's just gonna be I plus 1. And that's it. That's it. And then we just pass that as our message. And that's how my log will function as well. And this has to change. And it works the same, and it works better. So whatever function is like taking care of logging, you just have to send it a formatted string. That's it. That's all there is to it. That's a much smarter way to do it. And I like fprintf. Fprintf is a good function. Sprintf, I mean. I like fprintf too. I like all the printfs. Printf is probably my favorite. Fprintf is really good. And sprintf is perfectly serviceable. It's printf just goes to the console. Fprintf goes to a file stream. So you can go to standard out, which is the console. You can go to standard error, or you can go to a file. Or a socket, maybe? No, you can't go to a socket with that. Oh, yeah, you can, because sockets in C are files. Or you can go to sprintf, which is string print. So, brilliant. Okay, well, that solves that problem. So let's go in here and make a log then. I guess the problem with this... Can I open this back up here? See how much space I have left? Actually, this should be 32, 132. So I actually have this much space here to do the log, which is not a whole lot of real estate on the screen. That just made me realize I'm forgot to do check window. Forgot to fix that. Had to take that out. It's not going to make a difference, but so there's not a lot of log space, but I can draw one. Hang on, how long is that? So that is going to be 15, no, 13, right? Yes, that's 13 long, so 13 plus 14. I can't do this. I hate designing interfaces. It's such bullshit. I'm so bad at it. It's not bullshit. I'm just bad at it. All right, so I'm just thinking there needs to be a line to designate where the message log is. So it's going to be here. And this is going to be location 101. So I need a thing that's going to be like draw log. And y goes down to 32. All right, so this is going to be void draw log. And this is just going to be called every second. And it might not even need arguments. And then I'm going to need something like add log. Okay, and so then, what did I say that was? 101. So first we're going to draw some piperoonies. And that's going to be move edge. And that's going to be y. It's going to be I, x, which is going to be 101. And then the character is going to be the old pipe, our friend the pipe. All right, let's get these added over here. And what's the other one? Add log. This is maybe not as fun as adding monsters, but this is like really important to having a quality of life in the game. So I think it is I think it's necessary. Okay, and then I need to call those. I need to call this one, the draw log. The first thing it's going to do is draw the pipes. Pipes are calling. And that'll do it here. So after you draw player info, you're going to draw the log. And I need to do that. Oh yeah, draw. Do I have draw player info down here? I do. Okay, I need that down there also. So that should be pretty simple. Whoa. Oh yeah, I love that. Mac OS file system is not case sensitive. The weirdest thing. It's not. So I just did all capitals, the word make, and it made. So go ahead and load. So this is the log area here. Yeah, and then it's gonna need a thing that's gonna say like message log. So let's do move print W. Is it move print W or move print? Yeah. And it's gonna be 1, and then that's 101. So 102, 103, and it's gonna say message log. All right, so let's do this. We just need to. Oh, you know what it should be? It should be like this. Here. All right, so what are we going to? We're going to 132. So that's going to be like this. I'll just put that there. It'll say, maybe I have that at the very top. And then I have one like that, and then one of these, and it's going to say message log. And it's going to look like that. And then all the messages are going to just come in here. I'll have to figure out how to manage messages. There'll be a buffer, and I'll have to keep that buffer. I'll have to like shorten things. So if you send it too long, it's gonna scroll up. So but that's all fine and dandy. I can do that. I actually don't like the way that looks. So I think what I'll do instead is I'll say messages, and then yeah, here we go. And then we'll have a blank line. And then that's where the messages will start. Messages go here. That's perfect. So let's just go ahead and copy paste this. So 0. Like that. Messages. Good. I did one extra character. That's okay. We have a space for messages to start appearing. And the way that's going to be is it's going to be a double array, double character array. And that's going to be called buffer. And how many characters actually is this? So if this is going here, it can't be more than this. So this is 29. So what I'm going to do, oh, and how many do I have? I have 32 minus 2, so you have 30. So it's going to be 30 times, it's going to be like this. That's a little. And then I need an initialize actually do need a function that's going to be public. It's not going to be public. So static void init buffer or init log. So that's going to set these all equal to nothing, basically. So int I for I equals 0, I less than 30. And I don't do double arrays very often, so I'm trying to think here how. I think this is the array. So what we're going to do is buffer I, and then 0 equals this. Okay, I needed some other variable as well here, but let's get this where it needs to go while I'm thinking about it. So, and then this needs to be init curses, check window, init colors. So it can go into here, init log. So at the very beginning of the game, you need to initialize the log and just empty it out. Like, so we have these this array, this double array here. 30 times 30. We're just putting a 0 in each of those. And then I need an integer for num messages. And that we're going to say in message equals 0. And perhaps because these are technically global variables, this is just part of my own. We'll do that. It's part of my own style guide that I've developed over the years. But I like to have variables, global variables in all caps. That's just what I do. And these are actually, they're not global. They're global to this file only. And I could make, no, this is the way. Multiple functions are going to use these. So this is perfectly fine. Okay, and then I'm not even initializing. I'm not even using like malloc or anything. I'm just using hard-coded values. So I mean that's perfectly fine. So then I guess what I need to do is if if in message, I think it should be like this. Greater than 0. Then we're going to do for I equals 0, I less than end message, I plus equals 1. And then we're going to print it out. So this is the Y value. This is going to be for the first message. Oh, they should go in reverse order. Certainly they should go in reverse order. So 32 minus I. 103. And then it should be we're going to call that message, not buffer. Because these are messages and then the number of messages. Then we're going to print that out. And you're only going to do that if it's greater than 0. Let's go ahead and. Okay. Move print W. Incompatible pointer types. Right. There we go. So if everything is good, nothing should change here. Nothing changes. We still have an empty space here. But what I want to do is I want to just go up here and do a little testaroonie. And so we're just going to say in message equals 1, and then we're going to say message. Actually, I have to look up how this works because I don't. Do I have string in here? I don't. So include string h. This I'm gonna. It doesn't have to be memory safe. This is just a test. So I'm going to use string copy. This is destination source. Okay. So destination string copy destination this source is going to be hello. This is a message, and that's it. So let's just see if that works. And technically it does, but it puts it below the thing. So I need to fix that. This should be 31 minus. And so now I have hello, this is a message. And that is very long. I mean, this, you only have, how much is that? That's 5, 6, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 23. And then I have this much left. So not quite as much as I hoped for. What is this? How much is this? That is 28. Okay, so really 28 is the most I can have. So this should not be 30 by 30. It should be 30 by 29. Okay. And messages are not going to actually look like that, so. Okay, so now when we receive a message in the log. You're adding to the log your very first message of the day. It's going to say, first of all, how much buffer do you need? So buff amount you need to calculate, because it might be a multi-line message. So essentially it's 28. So what I have to do is string length. Oh yeah, and this should be pair string message. And how do you do that? How do you do string length? It is your string and then your max length. So your max length is going to be string length message. There's really no max length here. So buff amount equals this. That's going to be your length of your message. And then you're going to divide it by you're going to divide it by 28. And then you're going to say if, yes, we need another one here. We'll call it slen. So slen equals, so I'm not calling this function a million times. We'll just do this, slen. If slen modulus, is that how you do modulus? How many times have I done modulus? And I don't remember how to do it ever. Is it 1 or 2? This is because I use R, and I think C and R do modulus in a different way. So it's just a single. Yes, it's just a single. Why do I forget that? That is so funny that I have that problem. If this times 28 is greater than 0. Yeah. So if slen modulus 28 is greater than 0, then we're going to do buff amount plus equals 1. So we're dividing the length of the string we're receiving by 28, and we're determining, as giving us an integer, how many lines do we need. But if it's, let's say it's 29, 29 divided by 28 is going to give us 1. But technically we have one more character. So it's going to spill over. So we need to add one more. But if it's 28 exactly, it will give us, a thing. All right. So far, so good. Okay, if, so now we need to say, let's comment this up. How much buffer, how many lines of the message log do we need to use? Thanks for highlighting those words there. And then we need to say, can it fit, or do we need to scroll? And what I'm going to say is if in message, and I guess what I can have in here is max message. And you know what I need is something like message length, like that. That way I'm defining all this crap, and then max message. Message. So now these are confusing. This should be message length. That should be line length. So line length, and then message length is how many you have. I use Cot Editor. It's a Mac OS thing. It's actually really cool. It's free and open source. The developer's Japanese. Not that has anything to do with it, but also trying to get any tech support on their GitHub, you have to like. A lot of it is in Japanese. A lot of their comments are in Japanese and stuff, so it's a little hard to. There's a little bit of a language barrier for me. But I do follow their GitHub. Their app is on the web store, also the App Store. And what's really great about it is it's written in Swift UI. So Swift UI is the language. If you're writing Mac apps, that's what you write them in. You write them. It's Swift with the Swift UI bindings and all that for Mac OS. That's how you make really Mac OS native apps. And the designer, the developer for this actually meticulously sticks to Apple's human interface guidelines, to the effect that when Apple had a huge human interface guidelines change between Catalina and Big Sur, and it was like massive changes, and this developer actually like updated every single thing so that it fit with the new human guidelines. And they're not like mandatory. You don't have to do that, but the fact that they did that, it means it makes the app flows seamlessly with all the other apps I use. So it's very much like it was developed by Apple. I think it's just super cool. And the human interface guidelines document, it's like several hundred pages long document. So I mean, I don't even know how long it is, but it's just a lot of little things. Everything from like the app icon to so I want to just show. I'll do a screenshot. Oops. Go. So this is my dock right now. It's over on the right. It's over on this side a little bit further, but you'll see like all my apps, they have that nice little rectangle thing. This one is a circle. Weird. That's actually I guess an older app, because that's the old style of Mac OS. That was like Catalina icons, I think, that era. They were all round like that. But this is Code Editor, so it looks like all the rest of these. I guess even Acebright, they kind of made it look like a Mac app icon. So it's stuff like that, but it's also stuff like I'm in preview. This is an actual app. This is an Apple app. It comes default, and things like you can click on the file name, and you can get options to like move it, rename it, add tags, lock it, and you can also take this, and I can drag this somewhere. So I picked the icon off the title bar, and now I can take and do something. So see, I can drag it like over here if I want to and do something with it. That's how Mac apps operate. And this should do the same thing. Actually, they use tabs, so it might be a little different. Yeah, but if I click this, look, it brings up the same menu. So name, tags, where it is. I can move this. If I want to put this somewhere else, I can. And if I want to drag this into another file or another program, I can. So you just pick the icon off and go drag it into another file. The little things like that, this person stuck to all the human interface guidelines. It just makes using the app a joy, a text editor. I want to point out this is a text editor. Okay, so I guess this is what I'm going to do. Log, so log length, that's how many entries in the log you can have. And this will be message length. So how long your message can be. So they can be up to 28 and then log length 30. This should be log length. What is this? If number of message greater than 0, that's 31, and that should be, I guess I could do log length here. Minus I, and then plus 1. Okay. And then in here, this 28 should now be message length. And now if message, number of message is equal to log length. So if you have max messages, essentially, then you have to scroll log by buff amount. So we got to scroll, we got to write a little function here, and this will be static. Scroll log int lines. Okay, I'll have to write that one later. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Okay. Can it fit, or do we need to scroll? Okay, so then we scroll, and the number of messages. Ooh. Right now, the number of messages is 0, and so this this is going to be a little hard. Just have to think logically. If it's under 28, it's super easy. I just string copy, but I think I'm going to just write my own little code here to do this. But maybe I can, you know what? Maybe I can do this. Should I write another helper function? I think I should add another helper function. That's me, add another helper function, which would be like add message. Add the message to the log. And it'll be buff amount. I'm like, don't like buff amount now. Maybe I should change this to end lines. Because that makes more sense. And this should be end lines. Yes, and then static void add message, character message, int in lines, we can have all that logic down there. Okay, so far so good. Now let's get these prototyped. This is so silly. I mean, I like helper functions, but what can I say? I like helper functions. So this will handle all the logic. This will scroll the lines for me. That'll handle the scroll the lines. And then this will add the message where it needs to go. So let's scroll the log first. So if I have a log, all right, and we're adding one message. Let's say the log has 7 lines. We're adding one message. We need to remove the top one. So what we need to do is we need to say 2 goes to 1, 3 goes to 2, 4 goes to 3, etc. And then this goes to hell. Okay, so then let's say we are getting rid of 2 messages. This goes to 1, this goes to 2. And then you got to empty out 3 and 4. You don't really have to empty them, actually. You really don't, because I'm going to copy over whatever's there. Okay, so so if you're getting rid of 1, you're doing 0. So I don't have to think about 1. I have to think about 2. I have to start with 2. So essentially, let's do it this way. All right. So I get a thing, it says 2. So I have to actually start with message number 2, and that's where I'm going to start. I get 1, I need 1 line, I'm going to start with line 1. That's great. That's perfect. Okay, so I'm starting with line 2, and that's going to go to 2 minus 2 minus 2. Yeah, that's it. So that's relatively simple. So we scroll the log and we say we start at I, int I equals in lines. I is less than log len. Right? Is that 30? Okay, and then we do I plus equals 1. And then when we do that, we have to copy. So we string copy. It goes destination source. So destination is going to be message, right? Yes. And it's going to be I minus 2. No, I minus n lines. And the source is going to be message I. And then the number, is that what we do? Number? The length is going to be message length. And we're going to have message length plus 1, because we're going to have a string terminator potentially. Message length. Yes, 29. Good. That scrolls everything, and so the log is then ready. It's ready to work. Okay, so now when we add a message, so now we're adding the message in. And so now we're in a state, let's say we're in this state, scroll log, add message. So now we need to add, so nothing to that. New. No, this doesn't actually get a new. This already has something there. So this is going to be that, and then it's going to be new. Okay, so here we're adding 1, and so we add, it's 4 minus 1. So that's where we start. And then here we're adding 2, and it's 4 minus 2. That's where we start. So essentially where we start, we're going to start at log length minus n lines. That's where we start. And then we end at log length. So that's easy enough. That part is easy. Okay, that's good. Okay, and then we have to copy it character by character. So for j is equal to 0, j is less than message length. I don't really know how strn copy works. Does it add a string terminator? Does it add a null terminator? That's something that's never been clear to me. It does not null terminate if it's greater than or equal to the length. So that's easy. So that is actually real easy. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do this all this J crap. Oh yeah, I do need the J stuff. So wait, how am I going to do this though? Okay, we need a pointer. Yeah, shrug. We need a pointer to a character. And so the first thing, we're going to actually point that to message. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do string copy destination. So we're going to, what are we doing first? It is that minus 1 or that minus 2. Yeah, so I. We're going to I. I've already done that part. So we're going to I. Destination is going to be message I. And then the source is going to be C. The amount is going to be 28. And then we're going to say message. No, we're going to say message I 29. No, 28 equals, and then we're going to null terminate it. Okay. And then we're going to say C. How are we going to do that? So you're going 0 through 28. You're copying 20 things to 8 things over. You need to be on the 29th element. And so you need to say plus equals 28. So we can do, should be able to do some pointer, good old pointer arithmetic here. And I think that should work. I think this is good enough. I think everything is, it's not beautiful. But let's get the, there we go. Okay, so expected expression on line 241. What? Of display.c. Add message. There we go. Duh. I love pointer arithmetic. That's that whole thing I put in your Discord about the pointer style versus the array indexing. Like, I've always wanted to, when I use pointers, I always want to use pointer arithmetic. When I use arrays, I always want to use array indexing because they are different. Pointers are different from arrays. How they are, I can't tell you. I just know that they are. It's not just in how you use them, but there's something different about them. The best part is here, I'm accepting a character pointer, I'm pointing to it, and I'm doing pointer arithmetic. Yeah, this will be a character pointer. This will come in as a character pointer, so it's all good. Okay, so let's just see if this works. It does. At least it compiles. It's not going to do anything yet. So what I'm going to do then is every time the player moves, I'm just going to say, you moved, and then the direction. So this is just not a real thing. The log is not going to have this, but it's just to test it. You get to the end, and if yeah, I don't know. I think so. What it used to be, I used to know the designation. If you go back to C89, if you go back to C99, this designation does not exist anymore. But in C89, you could do an array like that, but you couldn't do an array like this. So you could not dynamically. Well, okay, this will actually work because this is a hard code. This is a constant, so you can use a constant, but you can't do this where you say f or no, scanf blah I. You can't do this. So user input, you're not allowed to do this. And it used to be that arrays, it's like a heap stack issue. One is on the heap, one is on the stack. I don't remember which is which. Like what are the heap and the stack? What's the difference? Anyway, if you wanted to do a dynamic allocation, what you would do is you would do int a star, and then you would do this scanf, and then you would do a equals malloc size of what it points to, and then times I. So that's how you would then dynamically allocate space for A. But modern C lets you do this. This is valid by modern C standards, and I didn't think it was, but I've been educated. This is legal, that you can ask a user for a number, and then you can set up an array. And I think probably behind the scenes, what the compiler does is it probably converts it to this. But I don't know. Other than that, I think the way that you refer to stuff, like the array index, if you say this, that is equivalent to this. So this is pointer arithmetic, where we're saying, look at the fourth, a plus 4, so it's actually the fifth. No, it is. Yeah, it's the fifth element of that array. Anyway, those are functionally the same, but you can do another thing with arrays where you can actually do this. This is going to look so weird, but you can say 4 and then array index A, and actually some people will do this. Yeah, I've seen coders who will do this a ton. They'll do it everywhere. If they're using an array, they write it like this. And it's the same because it's the same as this, which you're dereferencing this, it's in parentheses, and that's the same as this. So people will use array index like this. This is super ugly and nonsensical, but the difference is that it's for like compiler warnings and stuff. Like if you're doing something wrong, it'll tell you you're doing something wrong. But that's why that'll work. Yeah, I would actually like to read a book chapter on pointers and arrays. Actually, a friend of mine has a really great C book. I need to get a copy of the book they use, because it goes into that stuff exhaustively, and it's stuff that's well beyond my knowledge. But let's go ahead and use this log. So I'm just going to say add message. No. add log. Why can't I? Add underscore log, of course. Right, we need a character. I'm going to call it message. And I want to do a static int I equals 0. And I'm going to say, this is for removal later. Remove this shit. Add log. Before I do that, I want to do sprintf, and then we want to do, what do I call that character? Message. And then you just moved. And then do d, and then do I, and then we'll do plus plus, like a dingus. And then we're going to do this. All right, so it will update. All right, let's see what happens. Add log, can't do that. All right, do we need display in here? I never did any display stuff with the player. Huh? Interesting. See that the log works? Oh, we didn't do that. Too many arguments to function call, of course. I had it prototyped wrong. Let's see. Okay, nothing's being added. Weird. Oh, yes. Forgot some stuff here. Add to the log. We need to do this. We're adding to the log. If in message is equal to log, else in underscore message plus equals. Wait. If in message plus in lines is equal to log length, greater than or equal to log length. Ah, fuck. All right, here's what we're gonna do. End message plus equal. So the program still thinks it's getting, it still thinks like it's sitting at 0 messages, so it's not printing them out. So we need to increment that. So now what we need to do is, so if in message is greater than log length, then we need to scroll this log length minus in message. So if it's 32 and the log length is 32, it's not going to do anything. If it's 34, it's going to scroll at 2. 34 minus 32. So yeah, that's, let's put these in the right order. And I shouldn't have to do anything else. The problem, though, hang on, plus n lines. I gotta do this right. Greater than that. And end message plus n lines minus that. Scroll it that much. Then we're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. Add the message to log. Increment message counter. And then if in message greater than log length, set it equal to log length. All right, so stupid. But it's because of the way that I wrote add message to work. It's expecting if you have 0 message, it's expecting to you're putting your first one in 0. So I need to fix that, but let's just do this and see if that fixed it. It adds things to the log. add message, end message plus equals end lines. Add log. All right. Are we getting here? Are we getting to add log? Surely we are. Hmm. Let's just do. Oh, you know what though? You have to scroll it even if it is one line. Okay, so I'm gonna just have to rewrite this. It's okay. It's not a problem. I'll rewrite the add message thing. I want to do it right. So can we fit it, or do we need to scroll? So we're gonna say in message plus equals in lines, and maybe I can printf this to see what it says. So now what we want to say, if end message is greater than log length, we're going to scroll the log length. We're going to scroll the log length, no, end message minus log length. Okay, so we're going to scroll it. If we need to scroll it, we're going to scroll it. Then we're going to add it. And we're going to say end message equals log length minus n lines. No, that's not right. Log length. Okay. Well, one. So it's printing 1. Oh, wait, maybe it is trying to print something here. Looks like it's trying to print down there. It is moving down there. No, but it's printing, what is it printing? It's the number of lines. So let's just do a few more here. My kind of debugging. 1. Okay, so it is adding. Let's just do this. Okay, it's nothing in the string, so that's interesting. Nothing in the string. So that's where my problem is. It's in this function. So scrolls it, and then the number of lines. Yeah, that should be okay. Scrolls log. String copy. Message length plus 1. Okay, this is where the problem is, I think. So in here we're getting message and we're getting number of lines. So let's just see. We're getting what we expect. You just moved 0. You just moved 1. You just moved. So where's that other print coming from? Do I have another print still in there? Number of lines. Yeah, that's right. So that is actually, it is getting the message here. You just moved. Okay, so it's not working as intentional as is my print statement doing that. It's not printing the thing. So what I can do, let's destination source. Yeah, destination source. Oops. Moved 1. So it is actually working. Okay. It appears to be in there. So is my printing log function not working? If end message is greater than 0, or I equals 0, I less than end message, I plus equals 1. Move print, log length minus 1, minus I plus 1, 103. Message. All right, well, let's just see what we get here. We actually have anything in there. I think I got rid of all my other printf statements. Yep. Wow. I don't think it's supposed to be doing that. Why is it doing that? Okay, so for I, it's like in an internal loop here. Okay, it's just looping the first message over and over again. So let's just walk a couple here. No, so it doesn't have anything in the buffer at that point. Why? Why doesn't it have anything in the buffer at that point? Like, had it down there. So I'm printing out yo a number and then the message, and there's no message there. I equals 0. And every time I move, it adds another one to there. So, that's okay. It's just nothing is in the message. My God. So this is the problem. Log length minus 1 minus end line. So if you're getting a message that's 1, you want to add it to the last one. Log length is 30. So this would be 30 minus 1, which would be 29, which is the last element of your array. And then C equals message. So you're pointing to the message. And see, so I equals log length minus n lines. So let's say that's going to be I equals 29. And then you plus equals 1, and it's while I is less than log length, so it will just only do this once. You string copy message. What window am I in right now? It says Safari. String copy is destination, source, then the length. Destination, this is where you're going to. C equals message. So I'm pointing to the very beginning of that. And I'm saying copy 28. Okay, well, did I get rid of my other printf before I start flooding the screen again? So after you do this, you're going to add your message, and it's going to be in, what is it? It's in message. Not seeing anything. All right. All right, it says hey. Hey, 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 hey. Okay, so it's saying hey. I swear though, log length minus n lines. Maybe this should be n message minus n lines. I think that might be it. Hey, look at that. The only problem with that is they are going in reverse order. But they are, look, they're scrolling. They are scrolling. Hey, hey, hey. It kind of works. My God. It kind of works, but it's doing it in the wrong direction. You do want to start from the bottom. The bottom should be your newest one, though. Right, so where's this print log thing? Okay. All right, so you want to start, if you have like the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say you have 4 messages. You want to start at the bottom, and you want to say, how do you do this? While I less than n message, so we're going up, right, up. So let's say you have 1. You're going to do this once, and then you're going to print message I, your first one, and that's going to be at log length minus 1. Okay, so that's the problem. If you have 4, log length minus 4, right, it should be minus 1. So this should be end message. Okay, so far so good, but it's getting rid of the old stuff. For I equals 0, I less than end message. So let's see, you want to print these out. Log length, let's say the log length is 4. Let's pretend. This is the message number. And this is going to be print location. This is going to be print at, it's going to be, say, line 4, right? Yeah, because you have newest first. But what if you have this? Yeah. Yeah. Message number, and you have 1. And the print location should be line 4. And the number of messages is 1. The number of message is 4. This is like some really simple shit that I'm just not visualizing in my head properly. And it is 11 p.m. almost, so that's why. So this is line number. So maybe it is log length minus number of messages. Oh God, why? Hard. Why is it so difficult? Brain function. This is I do these kinds of things all the time, and I'm just like brute forcing it now. But visualizing how I'm going to do this should be so much easier. The number of messages. I got it. So yeah, you just have to know where to start. Okay. So where you start, that's what's going to be different. So let's make a variable start. We're going to say start equals log length minus n message. And then we're going to do start, nope, we'll call this position plus equals 1. Yes, and then you're going to move print to position. I think that'll work. And it does appear to work. So the newest messages are at the bottom. Oh, and they really scroll off of there. Position log length minus n messages plus 1. Okay, just a little bit of math forgot there. Good. It works as intended. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah, and I should also make that 2. Yeah, that's gonna be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So there's 30 messages. And they are in the right location. And when you do it, it starts at the bottom. Yep. So this is the message the moving function is passing, is just saying you just moved. Now, what if there are multiple lines? I guess that's what I want to, that's what I need to test next. So let's see. If cx is equal to 0 and cy is equal to -1, we're going to sprintf to message, you just really went there and moved in a northerly direction. Okay, else if cx is equal to 0 and cy is equal to +1, we're going to do something shorter. South moving. Else, how many is this? That is 61, so that's going to be 3 lines. This is going to be 1 line, and then anything else will make it two lines. So that should be 2 lines. All right. Let's just see here. All right, so west should say it should be 2 lines. Good. Another 2 lines. Good, it's scrolling correctly. So let's try scrolling those and just see what happens. We scroll them up. We're not going to be actually able to see, so I'm going to go south 1. South moving. All right, now let's go west, east, west. Interesting. South. It messed up. No, it's right. It looks good. All right, let's say we get our south moving up there. Okay, well we want to do 3. 1, 2, 3. So south moving should move up to the top if I go north 1. You just really went there and moved in a northerly direction. So did I miscount? Here. If I go north again, it's going to scroll 3. So I should lose this, this, and this. And I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 messages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Here's the work. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to push this up 3 by walking north. And so this should be the top of the log. It is. Yes, it works. It works. So that's the log working. The log is working. I'm not doing anything, you know, whatever with it, but what I can do, I would also like maybe a color for the latest message. So let's just do that so it's obvious like what the newest message is. In init colors, I need a new color. And we'll do it color cyan and color black. And then I need that. And then in my draw, how do you tell it's the last one? You can say if I plus 1 is is equal to end message, we're gonna do that. And then you can just do that twice. And this should be 3 and 1. Well, shit. Yeah, that's not right. Okay, I'll have to figure that one out later because multi-line messages are going to be a problem with that. I'll have to count how many lines back I need to do. But it's okay. We can figure that out at a later time. It is so this is just going to be this. I'm going to remove this stuff later, and we'll put that as a little more friendly there. Okay, so so we're going to just say you moved north. So this is right now just a proof of concept. So I don't need any, I don't need this to be good code because this is going to be removed later. Let's do this. These are obviously, I won't even have move messages. The move messages are going to be for like how much damage you do to enemies and stuff like that. But this is just to show the effects of the log. Okay. And we need an empty one just in case. You did not move. I don't think it'll come to that. So obviously I'm going to remove this later. This is just for proof of concept. But now it should basically update for each time I move. Northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast, south, north, west, east. Yeah. And I don't think if I do nothing, oh, it does update. So it runs through that, it ticks. So I just did the wait command. You did not move. If I do the wait command, time ticks 1, and then you did not move. So that's working. Hey, Locke. Welcome. The red hand. Red hand of hello. As you can see, I've got a message log thing happening. And so it's not pretty, but it is doing what it needs to do. So right now it's just scrolling the last 30 lines, and it gets rid of anything past that, so I don't have any more memory beyond 30. But I could, in theory, keep a buffer of like 1,000 lines or 10,000 lines, and it wouldn't be that much memory. It would be like hardly any, in fact, because these are characters, which are 1 byte apiece. But then I could scroll up and down. I think I might do that, actually. The logic will be the same as what I have. I'll just print out the last 30. messages, because that's all I have space for. And then when you scroll, it'll let you scroll up and down and keep track of where you are. It'll be called message history. Obviously, the messages I'm showing right now are not very interesting. It just says which direction I moved. And in the future, that'll be for when you get attacked, or when you attack, and so on. So there's an opportunity for me right there. Just get this down to moving up and down staircases. So we're just gonna do the same thing. I'll just copy and paste this whole damn thing. Who cares? Actually, this is kind of cool. Might keep this one in. So in here, we're getting, I guess, you know what I need to do is I need to put that in here. I need a reference to look at. So here's my reference to look at. So what we're gonna do is, by default, I don't know. So it needs to report if you went up or down the stairs. Takes time. It's good. So if z is equal to 1, then you can say sprintf message, you moved up to floor D. And it's going to be player per floor. Oops. Yep. Else, if z is equal to -1, it can't be anything else here. You moved up, you moved down to floor this. Okay. So then I'm going to have in here, if z is equal to 1, you're going to do message, you could not move up stairs from here. And else, if z is equal to -1, sprintf message, you could not move downstairs from here. So there's some basic messaging that's actually informative to the player. And then we'll just print out the message, and we'll always have a message. We came in here, we're either getting this one, this one, this one, this one. That should work. So let's just try it. All right, so I'm going to go downstairs now. You moved down to floor 0. Well, shit. Zero indexing, you know? Okay, I'm on floor 1, so I'm going to move upstairs. You moved up to floor 2. You moved down to floor 1. You moved north. You could not move upstairs from here. North. Shit. Okay, so there's an issue. Something didn't scroll right. That fixed it. So there were 2 problems. First of all, it was not showing this message. And this message it's not getting null terminated. Terminated. Did not move downstairs from here. Did not move upstairs from here. Earth. Okay. Fair enough. So let's go into display. Let's kind of fix that then. So we add the message. Copying up to that. So if it's shorter, yeah, okay, that's fine. So we need slen string length C 28. All right. If slen greater than 28, actually greater than 27, greater than 28, then you're going to do this. All right, so that should fix that problem at least. You cannot move upstairs. They gave it to me twice. Damn. I'm not. All right, there's a problem. String length C equals C 28. Okay, so then you're going to copy it. And if string length is greater than 28, greater than or equal to 28, we'll do that. Try that. No, it's still fucking it up. The string copy does not send a null terminator. It should, because there should be a null terminator coming in. So I guess what I can do is this, else message I string length equals this. So if it's shorter, terminate it where it needs to be terminated. Yeah, so that's working. Did I break this? You could not move upstairs from here dot east. That's interesting because that should be saying this is 9 long. You cannot move upstairs from here. It comes back through. It's given C. C, yeah, it's given C. And it got C plus equals 28, so that's like... Oh. Try that. slen. So we're just going to print that out. See what our problem is here. That is a lot of stuff happening there. I and sling. Okay, so it's shouldn't be going through that many times. Oh, but it is, I guess. Why? Why is it? I equals in message, number of lines, C message, C equals message. So at the very beginning, you're pointing to message. Here, let's try this. 128, 210, 310, 410. So why is that happening? Why am I getting that? This is why. It's running through this too many times for some reason. Why is it running through this so many times? Number of messages minus number of lines equals message. I is less than log length. I plus equals O. That's why. Here. In message plus in lines. So if you're on number, if you have 0 messages, you're adding a message of 2. You need to go 0 and 1. So yes, that should work. Fix that. Let's comment this out real quick. Not move up. So what just happened there? It's like getting rid of. All right, so now let's do this again. That should not be going through twice. That should not be going through. It should only go through once. They're coming in here with n lines equal to 1. I equals n message minus n lines. So that's going to be I know why I'm complicating this for myself. Want it to be a little more elegant than it is. I'm printing them out in reverse order. So it always prints message 1, prints the newest message. So like message 30 is going to be printed at the bottom. I should just add the new message. Yeah, that's what I should do. That's how I should do this. This is going to just simplify this whole thing. I'll come back to that. Yeah, I'm gonna simplify this. So what we're gonna do is you're pulling in how many lines do you need, and then no matter what, always scroll number of lines needed. You know, maybe I don't even need this end messages. I don't need to keep track of that. Yeah, I don't need to keep track of that. I'm just going to print out all 30 messages every time. Okay. So, always scroll the number of messages needed. That's going to be n lines. I need to change the way that works. Oh no, that's good. I equals yeah, and that should be fine too. That should be absolutely fine. That should still work. That should still scroll everything. Okay. And then add message to log. Yep. Right, this is going to be the part that's in trouble. Okay, so we actually have to change this. So for I equals n lines, I plus equals 1 while, no, 0 while I is less than n lines. Yeah, that's why I was a little messed up there. There we go. And then C equals message. This is much more elegant then. We're going to get the string length. And then we're going to string copy message I, C, string length. Okay, so if it is greater than 28, we have to add a null terminator. Point to the new area. of the string. Else. I guess it doesn't hurt to null terminate that. I think I actually do need to. And this cut down a lot of the math, so if this works, then I'll be good. Okay, so display.c on line 2, no, on line 30. Oh, that can't be right. 219. Draw log. So I equals 0. And okay, I have to go back to add log because I think I realized something that's wrong here. So yeah, this is fine. We don't need position. I is less than log length. Okay, that should be good. That should be fine. This is the problem. Add message. I should not equal 0. This should be I is less than number of lines. So 0. It'll say 0 and 1. So there should be minus n lines. No, that's not right. Be log len minus n lines. So if say it's 2, that's going to be 28, 27, 26. Hang on, say it's 30. This is the 0, the whole 0 indexing thing throws me off. Like, let's say we have 30, you need to stick your new messages in 29 and 28. And so this will be log length minus n lines and then plus I. So 30 minus 2 is 28, 29. Be 28 and 29, yeah, so that's right. So it looks like more math, but it is actually less math to do it this way. And then if I expand the number of messages to like 100 or 1,000, it should scale. I just will need to. Yeah, that 28 should not be hard coded, so that should be message length. Okay. Okay, so far so okay. It's okay. It is actually working and updating. That was kind of messed up a little. North, north. You could not move upstairs from here. Up, up. You could not move upstairs from here. That's fine. Down. Do not move upstairs. All right, and then we're going to scale things off. They do appear to be going off. But that's weird when I do that. And then it fixes itself. Why does it fix itself? It's like, it's all right, and then it's not. So I do upstairs. A 2 message after a 2 message. I think I just need to not do string copy. I think that's the problem. That's the problem here. I need to just make my own function to do it. But it's almost 11:30, so I'm gonna have to call it here. The message log is a little foobar, but it's okay. I'll fix it. So I need to. I'll just write in here. I need to fix this. I will just write my own copy loop. Not use string copy. because string copy is a son of a bitch. I don't know how it works. If I'm using my own, you know, arrays and all that, then it's going to be a lot easier. I just don't understand string copy well enough. So it isn't quite working. This is working fine. It's the multiple line things, and even that, oh, you know what's probably going on here? It's you move north, try to move upstairs. Okay, I lost the north. What happened to the north? No, it's there now. Oh man, something was going on over here. Do I have some random... Do I have some phantom printfs in here? I may. I don't. It's so weird. It's the string copying. That's what it is. String copying. I can just do that. I can just do it. Let me just... It's not that hard. Let me just write a quick thing here. That I noticed the periods were missing from those statements. Okay, because I need to do... This is also not printing spaces. So what I can actually do is this. This will work. I can say, what's the message length? 28. So that should fix that one problem. It didn't. It right justified it. How do you left justify it? And it didn't fix it anyway. You could not move upstairs. You move from here. Yeah, so that didn't quite work. How do I pad things with spaces? That's a question. Negative. Okay. So this is going to be negative 28. Damn. It is not what I thought it was. Hang on. That should work. Why doesn't it? Put an H there. Yeah, so that's the copy thing. So this is actually the better way to do it. The way that I have here. Okay, but I'm copying extra stuff, so I have to fix this. This needs to be fixed. Yeah, well, I think I'm probably not going to do that. Yeah, today went fast. I have a training at work tomorrow, and I actually have to be there in person, and it is at a facility that's a bit of a drive away. So I usually walk to work, and it's a 5-minute walk, but I have to actually drive somewhere tomorrow. So really, let me just do this. This is so easy. This is so easy. So we're pointing at, okay, so we're coming in. Let me just make sure the logic is sound. I'm coming in. I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do string length because I should have a null terminator. There's not going to be a message. A string is not going to come in without a null terminator. Okay, because I am null terminating them. It's just happening. Okay, so what I'm doing is what we're going to do. Let's just write it fresh. Fuck it. So we've scrolled it up, and we have to, maybe I should clear out the last two. Maybe I should, yeah, I'm string copying there. I need to fix that too. Fuck it. That first line I need. All right, so we're gonna scroll. Let's add first. Let's add the message and see how we can add it. Okay, so you're coming in number of lines. So you need to start for I equals 0. I is less than number of lines. I plus equals 1. Okay, that's easy. And we're going to add in here C equals message. At the very beginning, just point to the beginning of the message. Okay, now, in here, you're going to say for j is equal to 0, j is less than message length j plus equals 1. Okay, then, so we need a j. We're going to say in here, message log length minus n lines plus I equals C plus j. Okay, and then we're going to say what that points to. And then we're going to say at the end of that, message, and this should actually be j. Log length minus n lines plus I, and j, the final j, that did not go into the loop, set it to null terminator. That means this should be minus 1. What I should probably do, this C equals 1. No, we'll do that at the end. C equals plus 1. Then we're going to set this equal to just C. It's just going to point to something. Increase it every time. Okay, this is fine. No, but the reason I would do that is because I want to increase this. So we don't really need a J, do we? other than to keep track of the length. Okay, that's fine. That's good use for J. And then do this. And then it just can't carry on, so you should be fine from there. Okay, now to scroll them. In lines. So let's say it's 2, yeah, and then until the log length. You have to move them minus, yeah. Should be fine. The string copy thing I had in there should be fine. So it goes destination source. Okay. So destination is message I minus n lines. The source is message I, and the length is message length. That should work. Should, won't. Okay, that's so far so good. And you could not move upstairs from here. You could not move downstairs. Damn it. It's like the scrolling part is not working, I think. But if I... North, north. Do not move upstairs from here. North, east. Not move downstairs. So what just happened? Why did... Northeast was changed to this. I have to see what's happening. Then I can figure it out. So south, south. Try to move upstairs. That worked. North, north. Try it again. That worked. But then if I try to do the other one, so it's south, south, upstairs, north, north, upstairs. If I try to do another 2 message, that time it worked. That time, what the fuck? Now it's working. Nothing changed. Okay, so that time... south, south, up, up. Okay, so the northwest disappeared. So it goes southeast, southeast. It should be a northwest here. So it's like it didn't scroll to. Southeast. Oh boy. It doesn't do it every time. North, north. Okay, so it did scroll these 2. It didn't scroll the next 2. So it's in my scrolling function maybe that's fucking up. So I equals number of lines. I is less than log length. Going all the way to the end. I plus equals 1, and you're starting with message I minus number of lines. So if it's 2, you're starting at 2 and 0. And this is destination. Destination source. Destination. Source. So from 2 to 1, 3 to 2, all the way to 30 to 29. I need to just burn these all to the ground and start again. It's evading me right now, so I'm gonna just call it. And I'll figure this stuff out later. I think I'm really close to it. I think I'm close to it. I just have to figure out what's going wrong. I don't know. It's a little frustrating. Because it's like working half the time, and it's not always working. And I'm almost sure it's got to be... Got to be those null terminators. I think that's probably what's happening here. Guess what I can do is if C is equal to null terminator, break. I don't think I did that. I don't think that's going to make a difference. Yeah, it didn't make a difference. South, south, upstairs, downstairs. Because what's weird is it's like, this is wrong. When I start to scroll again, it comes back. Like it's gone, and then it comes back. It's in the log. Okay, there should be some norths in here. There's one of them. There's the other one. It's like it corrects itself. And half the time it doesn't make it doesn't have a problem. Maybe I do that here. Nope. Like fixes itself. How does it fix itself? It shouldn't at any point. I think it's just oh, now what's happening here? It's not scrolling. It wasn't scrolling. Stop scrolling. Strings. Strings are a problem. Alright, well. This is all garbage, and I'll just have to figure it out later. I think even this is probably crap. Message length, log length. Yeah, this should be here. And this should be log length and message length. And then let's just set this up so for next time I'm ready to jump in and rewrite it all. So when you initialize the log, the first thing you're going to do, perhaps I should do log length is put a bunch of spaces in there. I don't know, probably don't have to do it that way. The way it was, it's probably fine. You say message log length. What did I have it right? I do have it right. Message I 0 and then equals null terminator, string terminator. So we're terminating the string. So when you try to print the string, it doesn't print anything. It's just like it stops right in its tracks. And then This should be okay. Maybe this is a problem. I don't think this is a problem though. So if I do this, I 0, 1 equals I. Like that should be fine. Variable length array declaration not allowed at file scope. Okay, well, I didn't know that. That's perfectly fine. So maybe these should be defines. Maybe that's one of the problems I have. Ooh. What? Message. Oh. Yeah, so I'm not really sure what's happening there. This is probably like the ASCII table I'm printing out, apparently. So if I do like plus 32 here, I gotta look at the ASCII table. Hey there, ASCII table. How are you doing there? Wait, 32 is space. Yeah, so that's right. So 32, 33, 34. So that's doing that correctly. It is printing them out in the right order. So that's good. And I guess if I just do that, then it should print nothing. And it's just printing nothing. It is printing them all out, but there's nothing to print. So it is not printing anything out. So this is fine. This is good. Logic checks out. The draw log function is going well. Just to make sure there's no silly bugs in main, can I just see when that's called? That's called after everything else, but before refresh. Perfectly fine. Oh yeah, I don't know if you saw. Don't think I showed you. I did a new thing where if I do a new game, I get a little progress bar that shows where it is generating the maps. So it doesn't just sit there and not give me any feedback anymore. It does show the progress, and you can kind of see it gets stuck on some maps. Like some it just zooms right through, but some it'll sit there. Like 33 sat there for a little while. And I don't know, I had this running on my Raspberry Pi earlier to test, and it was like stuck around here after a minute or two. But it was slowly moving forward, and it was good to have that visual feedback. So I think that's pretty cool. You probably, or maybe you don't remember. Maybe you remember. You might remember when I did the progress bar for map game. It was a long time ago, but I remember doing this, and then it just kept going off the side of the screen. That was always fun. So yeah, that's a cool feature. I guess I just need to do this stuff then, add log, scroll log, and add message, and make sure everything makes sense. I guess the way I'm just gonna have to do it is figure out how many lines I need. I mean, that was perfectly fine code, but it's easy enough to replicate. Find out how many lines I need, and then scroll it by that many. So we just have like 30 empty messages. We're just going to scroll them up. If we need 2 lines, scroll them up 2. And then add your message, and then you would put it in the last 2 like the last 2 lines. And that should not be a problem. I think what's happening is I'm getting a memory issue where I'm writing past a string. I'm writing past a null terminator or something, and it's just kind of messing everything up. So I think if I write it all from scratch and I don't use string copy, then I'll be good to go on this. Just use classic C. Like before they had string functions, people had to write their own for everything. I can do that. I'm using this S here, but that's okay. Can you use a define in here? Messaging? I don't think you can. Let's just try this, see what happens. Nope, I didn't think so. So that I have to hard code, but whatever. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna do it for me today. I'll get back to this and figure it out next time I stream. I might do it off stream. I don't know. I kind of enjoyed doing this on stream. It is a little tedious and embarrassing to make a lot of mistakes, but that's just the nature of this kind of project. So, anyway, see you later. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.